Good afternoon, good evening. How is everyone? My name is Kia, and joining me would be Alyssa.
No, she doesn't have a natural lisp.
Y'all know that, don't we?
So, I think this young lady who was singing the theme song for Extreme Rules is Bella Poarch.
There you go.
Okay. I feel like this song is catchy. Also, I love music, so it seems to work for what type of PLE we're gonna have.
I noticed that a lot of the NXT folks are starting to come out and starting to do the themes for WWE main event pay-per-views as well. So, but Bella Poarch, go check her out. Appreciate you letting us use your song to open our show here. But welcome to Top Rope Spoilers for Extreme Rules, live from Philly, Kia's hometown.
Yep.
Welcome home, or I guess getting ready to go back home.
Homecoming.
So if you happen to be going to Extreme Rules this weekend, watch for the on the ring apron jerseys.
Exactly.
And if you didn't find out the news, and go to Plate Exchange that we just posted about 6 hours ago, milestone for Mania Club hitting $100,000 in donations over the history of corporation, and yeah, we have a special little surprise. I already announced what it was, so if you don't know what it is, you're gonna have to watch Plate Exchange to go find out. That's right, advertising, self-advertising. But let's get into our match here. But first, of course, again, a shout out to Bella Poarch for letting us use Villain, which is the official theme song of Extreme Rules.
Yep. I was over there.
Let's move into our scoreboard, where for the first time in 6 pay-per-views, we've got a new leader. And that's moi. Over here as a 9-point weekend over Clash at the Castle and Worlds Collide allowed me to take over the lead from the OTRAs. Key, if you'll take about a half step back for me. And I'm going to move my giant head. I am the blue on the left at 41. The OTRAs are in second at 39. Alyssa has 38. Kia has 35. Let's remember that at this exact same stage last year, Kia was 11 behind. And just like the Braves over the Mets. That's right. Shout out right here to the champs. Still NL East champs. They came back and stormed back, so maybe Kia will be the Braves of this scenario, which leaves me being the crappy Mets. If there's any New York fans, sorry, I regret nothing. But we've got Extreme Rules coming up as we begin the second half of the season. And let's move into our first match now. Bearing the name of Extreme Rules is supposed to be a lot of stipulation matches, but it seems like last year we got robbed. There was only one stipulation match on the whole pay-per-view.
Yeah, maybe.
So glad to see that that's changing, as all 6 matches on the card have stipulations. And let's open up with a good 6-man tag match over on Smackdown. And these are some of the roughest fighters you're going to see in all the roster, as the Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch will battle the Intercontinental Champion GUNTHER, Ludwig Kaiser, and Giovanni Vinci, the team known as Imperium. Ladies, take over.
These renders.
Yeah, I'm feeling them. I'm feeling like literally
These
all of them.
renders.
Finally, they're
I don't do bald head, but I will do that one. Okay.
Okay.
Hey now, if we got kids watching this show.
Not like that. Good.
So I don't know what really to say besides I feel like these two teams have been back and forth, going at it for some time. I'm glad that he's back. I'm glad that he has re-entered the fold with Imperium. It's good to see. I'm glad we got to see some plates. And if you hadn't seen them, you'll see them soon.
You could already see them. It's live already.
Exactly.
Okay. So either way, I'm kind of excited to actually be seeing this. Now you have to understand, I'm going to be seeing it in person, and so for me, it's going to be extremely exciting. So I don't know what to say.
I feel like we should have like a light up. Ding, 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 ding. She said extreme. Lee.
We gotta have an extreme count at the bottom.
Some got a sensor or something, but either way.
So I don't know what to really say. Steve, Alyssa?
Alyssa, you're up.
All right, so I kind of already talked about this a little bit earlier, like when we were doing the little play exchange, and I just said this junk is gonna be like immaculate because you gotta remember when they did Clash of the Castle, these two went head and head.
Yep.
So now we're having their groups.
Go head to head.
Oh, so excited.
The reality is both of them know how to lead a team, and they do it with completely different styles.
Exactly.
One, Imperium has been a mantra of the ring, the apron is sacred, and we're going to protect the ring and the art of wrestling against anyone who comes to disrespect it. Sheamus and his team, the Brawling Brutes tell you exactly what it is. We're just going to come in and we're just going to beat the crap out of y'all. Then add in the fact that it's a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match, which we got the pleasure of seeing live in Atlanta a couple of months ago on Smackdown between Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. It means, of course, no disqualifications, no countouts, and a lot of alcohol.
Wow.
About to be involved, and you know that the Brawling Brutes can throw back a few. So,
pints.
But suffice to say, this is going to be this is your bloodbath match, and that's saying something considering it's on Extreme Rules. But let's get the show started. With me being ahead, I will open up the picks here. I said it on Plate Exchange, and I'm getting a lot of shout-outs for that, so I appreciate it, Alyssa and Kia. Go back and watch it if you haven't, but I said an interesting stat about GUNTHER. This Sunday will be his 6th year anniversary on the WWE/NXT/UK roster. In those 6 years, he has only suffered 2 clean losses in his career, and that is across all matches. 6-man tag team, singles, and they both came within 2 weeks of each other. He lost the UK title to Dragunov, and then 2 weeks later, he challenged Braun Breaker for the NXT Championship and lost to him as well. He didn't lose a single match before that, and he has yet to be defeated again since. He will have his team ready. Don't get me wrong, Sheamus and his folks are going to come out, and they're going to fight to the bitter end. And how funny, because that's Butch's finisher. But Imperium will rise supreme in this particular match. The mat will remain sacred. I've got Imperium.
Okay. Alyssa, who do you have?
I'm also taking Imperium. I feel like Butch's emotions are gonna kind of get the best of him, and like he's gonna go and he's gonna try and bark up like the wrong tree, GUNTHER, and then it's just gonna be over with. And the only other thing I got to say is chops. That's it.
So many chops.
So many chops. I'm so
10 beats of about the bow.
Yeah.
GUNTHER's chops. My goodness, they're gonna be everyone's
excited.
chest is in danger. Kia.
So for me, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to be the wild card here. I'm going to take the exact opposite only because I do believe they have a fighting chance of whooping up on the Imperium. And yes, Butch might be a little bit emotional or unstable, irrational, but I feel like deep down there is a little bit of Pete Dunne, if they're calling them that now, still left for him to get everything in check. For all we know, he could turn it on, turn it off at will.
Remember who it was that Dunne lost the UK title to in the first place.
Exactly.
It was GUNTHER.
Exactly. So I feel like he's going to recognize that. He's going to turn it off, turn it on, and I feel like he's going to keep himself in check. Ridge Holland, I believe, if I'm correct, I feel like he's an excellent addition. We've seen him with a busted and broken nose, and I believe he still was fighting through the match. And then Sheamus has taken multiple, like, just whoopings, like chops and fighting and everything else. So for me, I feel like this team, there's nothing wrong with the Imperium. I love them, but I'm going to put all my eggs in the basket over there with the Brawling Brutes.
Okay. And out of curiosity, how much of that is your pick versus how much of that is your trailing and need to make up a little room? Because that's your way to get back into it. Most definitely is you're going to have to make some opposite picks.
That is my official pick. Doesn't mean because I'm trailing. No, it's my official pick. A lot of
pay-per-views to go.
Exactly.
Let's see who the OTRAs have. And again, for those of you who are not aware, we do have a community page on YouTube where you can actually put in your votes to figure out who you want. The team and basically the overall selection of the OTRAs. We'll show you where it's at the moment of this recording, and right now we are at 71% favoring the Brawling Brutes. Now, that's close enough that if the couple of votes, handful of votes go the other way, it could swing it the other way. The pick becomes official as soon as the bell rings for the match on Saturday. So you've still got time to throw in your picks. But right now, 71% of our OTRAs are going with the Brawling Brutes.
Can I make one quick statement?
Go for it.
I'm not scared scared of nothing or no one, but he looking kind of
His
scary
face.
right now. Them eyes are kind of doing stuff. Like, he's too serious. It's just.
I'm scared of her.
I'm that makes me worried because, in retrospect, with someone who has eyes like that, and you have to understand with Gunther actually being who he is, you have to understand the last time he lost, he literally got beat and whipped like a government mule.
Can we just say, how is it that Gunther can somehow have a scowl on his face and yet it still looks like it's a smile?
I swear.
I don't know.
That is a Gunther smile right there.
I'm
I'm
just
just going with.
Please don't play with him.
I don't know. I just feel like there's going to be something that just kind of unravels in him and makes him snap. So he may be the unstable one for whatever reason. I'm just going to want to put that out there, food for thought.
Moving to match 2. This is our first women's match and our first title match. Ironically, both championship matches are women's title matches at Extreme Rules. Not sure that's ever happened at an event not named... not the all women's pay per view. Evolution. Outside of that, I'm not sure that's ever happened, but it's going to. And our match is in the Raw side for the Raw Women's Championship. I will hand that to whomever wants to take it. But it will be a ladder match and a little bit of history on that one. You know how I love some stats. But we'll get to that in a minute as the EST of WWE. The fastest, the strongest, the quickest, the baddest, the best.
And the smartest.
Smartest. Bianca Belair.
The flat test.
But
we digress.
Yes, thank you, Dewdrop. And Alyssa's favorite female since she got the signed standee back at SummerSlam. Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion, defending against the role model and leader of Damage Control, Bayley. Now, I did say there was a little bit of history. This is, excuse me, I'm so sorry. That was not the news. This is, as I said, a ladder match, and this will actually be the first singles ladder match for women in WWE history.
Wow.
First time that's ever happened. Once again, Bianca, Bayley, again, making history every step of the way. It's never happened. Fully expect Alexa, Asuka, and Damage Control, who are not in this picture, but fully expect them to be somewhere nearby.
On the sideline somewhere.
Let's roll to it. Alyssa, start us off.
All right, so it's very simple. I'm going to keep this really brief. I said it before and I'll say it again. No disrespect to Bayley, but I don't know yet. But I do know the EST. And she ain't never let me down before. So, well, I mean, kind of technically.
Well, she's closing in on a year with the title, so, I mean, it's been a
So
little
I like
bit.
it. I like it.
Yes,
She
ma'am.
got my eggs in her basket. That's all I got to say. Yes.
Now, is that an official pick, or is that
No,
just your
because-
preview?
No, because I don't know who's my time to pick first. So.
Gotcha. I mean, we both, Key and I have had the honor and the privilege of getting to watch both of these women come up through NXT. Bayley, of course, coming up as the ultimate face. The like I said, the girl that every little girl wants to establish themselves by, teaming with people like Sasha Banks, feuding with people like Sasha Banks, but then has come in and has absolutely dominated here on the main roster. An injury took her out for a while. But she was that one person that I wasn't sure she could turn heel, and not only has she done so, she may arguably be the best heel not named Charlotte on the roster, and that's absolutely saying something that she has been able to transform her character so well, and since her return at SummerSlam with Damage Control, she has absolutely taken her thing to another level. They're slowly breaking her back in. You can tell they're not just rushing her back out there to have a match every week. They're making sure that she is 100%, but putting her in a high-stakes match against someone who is not going to run out of energy and is not going to run out of power. Bayley's going to have to give everything she has in order to best the EST. I fully expect that Bayley is going to show up with a trick or 2 or 6 up her sleeve. She's going to come ready because we know that Bayley, having held those championships 5 times herself, she knows what to do and knows how to win when the lights are on the brightest.
Yeah, so for me, I love both ladies, but you have to understand my loyalties. Nothing against Bayley because Bayley is great. I'm glad, she's back. I was excited to see her. I don't think y'all truly understand. Her coming back was a stun shock to me, literally in tears. So, and then for Bianca, she's been here. She's done everything you've asked her. She's gone up against everybody you've asked her. There has not been nothing that she will not do within reason. She's the first person in, last person out. And on top of that, she looks good doing. Again, EST for a reason. You can't top that. But now, if you want to try to top that, then Bayley is probably the perfect person for you to go up against. So these two having a rivalry, because they had one in the past, but I felt like that rivalry was kind of like of a joke. But this right now is more serious, more official. It's like Bayley's back and Bianca is willing to do what she has to. I feel like, have we had anybody outside of Bianca go through all 4 horsewomen within a year?
There's only one horsewoman that Bianca has not beaten yet, and that's Charlotte. She does have a victory over Bayley.
But I'm saying, I think she's one of the very few women that has gone through all 4 horsewomen within the last year. So I feel like that's a good thing. It's not my official pick, so I'm going to kind of leave it hanging in the air, but I'm excited for this match. I want to see it in person. I want to see what these two wear out to the ring, because you know they're going to both show up and they're going to be stunning.
You know, Bianca most definitely.
Yes.
We'll go to the OTRAs first and see where they're leaning on this one, and we are going with... my mouse has moved, so give me a moment. It is 77% leaning currently in favor of the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair. Again, time to vote. Not impossible for that to shift if it goes the other way, but right now it looks like the EST over the leader of Damage Control. Again, you add that ladder match environment, so it changes things up. Alyssa, you will follow the OTRAs here. Who do you got?
EST.
Yeah, like I say, I thought your pick was kind of made already, but let's wait until it's official. But you're taking Bianca.
I'm taking Bianca.
I'm going to go Bianca as well. I think it's going to be Bayley, I think, that ultimately takes the title off of Bianca. I don't think it happens here. I think maybe they find a way to incorporate the championship maybe as part of War Games, which, of course, is the next pay-per-view at Survivor Series from Boston. We'll be there, too. Yep. I do believe, though, it ultimately will be Bayley that bests the EST. It may happen here, but I think she's just a little too new back, and I think this storyline's not quite done yet. I feel like there's maybe one more chapter to write. I like Bianca to retain.
Okay, so with Alyssa giving her picks and Steve behind the camera giving his picks, as much as I really do like Bayley, I do love me some Bianca. So for me, my pick is none other, and she hasn't led me wrong. Every time I have rooted for her, picked her, it did not matter. She won. So I'm not changing my vote. It's the EST, and I'm so stoked to see how this goes. You got this, girl.
So assuming the OTRAs hold their vote, it's Bianca across the board.
That's on fair.
Gotcha, and we love to see it. Moving on, the last women's match is actually our main event. A little spoiler there for who's coming up last. So we won't have any more belts for a few minutes, but we do move into match 3. My hand is getting tired, so I think Alyssa's going to come take over here for a minute. I guess we're going to do it in sets of 2.
Yeah,
that's fine by me. So I'll step in here. Hello, I'm still alive. I'm not just a floating voice in the background.
Oh my gosh.
But let's move into match 3. If your speakers are up, now would be the time to either mute or turn down your volume. You have been warned in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, Jesus!
Lord.
You were warned. This is spooky season. And Kia, let's put it this way. The rest of the card doesn't even need to exist. She would watch this match for 2.5 hours.
I really would. If they could put on a 2-hour massacre, I'd be front and center.
And the thing about it is, this is a match that has all the makings of one. That is not going to be a quick one.
Oh, no.
Because this is an I Quit match.
Ooh.
No disqualifications, no countouts, no pinfalls, no submissions. The only way to win is literally to make your opponent yell out the words, I quit.
Ooh.
And we've got two people who are some of the most prideful wrestlers, male or female, in all of wrestling history, and two people who are very angry and very upset at each other and are determined that they're not going to give the other that satisfaction. But one of them's going to have to, or they'll fight all night.
Oh, my gosh.
And Kia would be just fine with that.
Please.
Kia, please.
So
This is your territory.
So for me, you have to think, I came in at 2005 watching this man. He was like all eyes on him. He made it to where you could not draw your eyes away from him. It didn't matter who else was on and what else they were doing. He was one of the main reasons I got into wrestling. And I feel like with history, I feel like he's going to be dangerous. But at the same time, he's Canadian. I feel like he's hot-blooded, and I feel like he's ready to roll.
Hey?
Now, I'm not going to hold nothing against, I'm not going to hold nothing over fans' head. We have to think this man is Irish, and I feel like he can brawl with the best of them. I feel like You know, he could turn up and he could show up, but I feel like his new thing, you know, because you had, like, for the longest time, he was back and forth between heel face. This is just an all new heel. You've never seen it. I didn't even think he could actually turn official heel and actually, you know, run a group. You know what I mean? And like a group that's, you know, they're family and they're cohesive, and it is what it is. But the funny thing is, when I was watching Raw and I was looking at the actual show, as if on cue, I'm literally in front of my TV. We had someone tell me to shut up in the other room when I saw this match. I feel like this is going to be good. I feel like Edge is going to give him everything. And this is the person that could make you say quit, literally. But I think Finn also can make you say quit. So it's going to be interesting to see who one-ups the other, how they do it, what do they use. Does Judgment Day get involved? Does, you know, AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, do they get involved to help Edge? You know, do we have any surprise appearances that we may not know about that might try to come and level the playing field? Don't know. I'm excited to see. It's going to be very difficult because, like, I want to make a pick, but my, like, loyalties are kind of torn. So I'm 50-50 on this one.
Well, you're up first when the time comes around, so be ready. Alyssa? Catchphrase.
Oh my gosh. Okay, all I'm gonna say is I could not have picked two other people to do this match. Like, between this and the first one that we did, between those two, these two are the reason why I'm watching this premium live event. I am so excited. The story.
Don't be shocked if this doesn't main event.
Oh, I know, but the way that this storyline has, like, evolved over time, I can't even, like, my mind is blown.
The storyline writers absolutely deserve praise and their flowers for this one. They have,
Y'all know my
written this story
catchphrase.
beautifully.
They really have.
Y'all know what I want to say, but I can't say that because it's a family show. Mm-hmm. So they did their toes in that.
Yep.
And that's all I got to say about it, really.
You know, you look at this and, you know, you both of you, I mean, this match has everything. It has vengeance. It has family. It has destruction of family on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
The Judgment Day essentially was Edge's creation. It was his masterpiece, starting all the way from bringing Damian Priest into that at WrestleMania in a victory over AJ Styles, who continues to keep being on the wrong end of Judgment Day.
Of course he is.
And it seems to be something that even though Edge is no longer the one pulling the strings, Styles is still in the crosshairs of Judgment Day, but now he is sitting here trying to destroy the monster he created and is finding out that the monster has a lot more heads and a lot more teeth than he originally anticipated. We haven't made one mention of Poppy, Rhea Ripley, or Dominic, who have absolutely become outstanding members. We don't know where Rey Mysterio's head is at. We don't know where AJ Styles lies right now because he continues to be on the wrong end of Judgment Day on a week-by-week basis. And Finn continues to keep saying, you're only still here because you're my friend, but I'm not going to do it for much longer.
Yeah.
You need to join us. And you wonder if this is that coronation moment. Mm-hmm. Judgment Day most definitely is going to get involved. And you wonder, will Edge have to run it alone, or is he going to have to, you know, is he going to be out there with Rey Mysterio? Is he going to be out there with AJ Styles?
It never hit the floor, though.
Little
so it wasn't really a drop. It wasn't really a drop.
So we're proud of you. But back to where I was going with this. I mean, you know, you look at people that Edge might have in his corner. You look at Rey Mysterio. You look at AJ Styles. Because you've got Rhea Ripley, does maybe Beth Phoenix come, you know, with him, you know, to potentially provide you a little backup against Rhea. Because Rhea has proven she will absolutely insert herself into any of these situations. Doesn't matter that it's males on the other side. So this has all the makings. Add in no disqualifications, literally no rules until somebody flat out just doesn't want to fight anymore. And you would think this would be the, you know, the story, the match that would bring an end to all of this, and yet it just doesn't feel like this is going to be the end. It feels like this is still just the middle of the road. This still has a lot of chapters left to be written. This could be one that I could see it going all the way well into the new year. But let's see where the OTRAs have picked out here. And the OTRAs right now are going 80% in favor of the Rated R Superstar.
Good taste.
You know, again, there's still time to make your choices. Go to the community page. It's not official till the bell rings. But this is where it's time to put, you know, pen to paper, you know, feet to mats, whatever you want to call it. Kia, these are two of your favorites. You're one of the favorites of your past. And
Meets my
currently one
present.
of your favorites of your present, even with him not wearing, spandex pants anymore. But
What you didn't have to do was me.
There you
Nobody
go.
had to know none of that.
Either way, it's time to put rubber to road. Who you got?
I don't know. I'm really torn. I'm really conflicted. I love both men. I will ride for both men. I will do what they say. No questions if I was part of this match. I am literally, as much as I love Edge, and we also know he's the rated R superstar, so we know this man is a veteran. We know he's got something up his sleeves, his jacket, whatever you want to say. I feel like, in my opinion, Finn is going to take it. He's going to take it for whatever reason, and it's going to be due to family. Not saying that Edge don't have family in his corner, but as you've noticed, Judgment Day is very cohesive. They talk about everything. There's nothing they hide from one another outside of the minor tweak that was hidden from Edge when Finn showed up. Other than that, they're very cohesive. They're very together. They talk about everything. They keep recruiting, and it's like you would say some of these recruits are a surprise, but I don't see that. For me, I'm going with the Irishman. I feel like he's going to be on fire. I feel like he's going to be hot. I feel like it's just there's something that he's going to do that we're not going to see, and I don't think Edge will see it coming, even though he is who he is, and he's been around for some time. So it's my man Finn. Sorry to
Alyssa.
my man Edge.
She's shaking her head behind the camera just for full clarity. She knew this moment would come, and she still doesn't know where she's leaning yet.
In any other match, I would know automatically I'm going Edge or I'm going Finn. Putting the two up against each other, I don't know, because like my head is going Finn, my heart is going Edge.
So who are you going with?
Oh Jesus, I don't know.
We'll need to find her a coin.
Yeah, you might have to. No,
Oh Lord, she actually has one.
oh my God. Okay, heads is Edge, tails is Finn.
Heads.
Yep.
Heads is
Head.
Edge. All right, I'm going Edge.
For no other reason than just luck of the coin.
Look at a coin. Let's
She's
go,
going
baby.
Edge. Honestly, I lean. My pick is for exactly the same reason that you did, Kia. I'm not going to decide my pick on a coin flip.
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
I have to.
It's going to come down to family. And you talk about, Edge has that cohesive family behind him, but I feel like the Judgment Day does as well. And the difference and where it's going to be decided. This match is not going to be decided by brute force, physicality, anger, anything like that. It's going to be who is going to be the one person that is going to be willing to go that one step over the line to get the job done. Judgment Day has proven they will go that step. Edge, if all of a sudden you put Beth in a corner or you put Ray in a corner or maybe even AJ, I'm not sure even this demented Edge can pull the trigger if he knows that one of his lifelong friends of 20 plus years or all of a sudden Judgment Day threatens even Dominic, and Dominic's willing to take a shot to get the win. Will Edge be able to pull that trigger? And I don't think he can. I think Judgment Day is prepared to do so. That is, the minute difference in this one, but that leads me to go with Finn Balor and the Judgment Day. Moving to match 4. No screams this time, so you don't have to turn your volume down, but we're going to end up in another position as I think we're shifting again.
One more time for the one time.
Yep. But we now move into for the first time ever, a unique match. We've only seen it in NXT up to this point, but now we're going to see it for the first time ever on the main roster as we will see the first ever introduction of the WWE Fight Pit. If you haven't seen the Fight Pit, go to YouTube right now. We'll pause. We'll wait. Okay, glad you watched it. Go watch Riddle and Timothy Thatcher. It is a 25-minute brutal masterpiece. And Riddle, who was in that match, will go back into the Fight Pit again with his MMA background, and he will challenge one more time. The architect, the leader,
The Messiah.
the Messiah, the extraordinary, the visionary, Seth freaking Rollins. Now, Rollins already holds that head-to-head victory over Riddle at Clash at the Castle, and Riddle has just been a thorn in Rollins' side for several weeks now, demanding that rematch. Rollins says, I'm done, I'm moving on to bigger things, I'm finished with you, and Riddle simply will not take no for an answer until finally he pushed Rollins one step too far and demanded, I said, I'll fight you anywhere, anytime, any way. You literally pick it. I will beat the snot out of you. And the ultimate choice was Fight Pit. If you haven't seen this, you are in for a treat. The main roster, if you haven't been to see it at NXT, it is absolutely something else. Picture basically an MMA style cage around the ring. They remove the turnbuckles, and then there's this little walking area that's directly above it. There are no pinfalls, there are no countouts, and there are no disqualifications. There are only two ways to win the match, and that is either by submission or knockout. A legitimate knockout or a submission is the only way to win, which is why you've been seeing Seth Rollins starting to use submission finishers during matches. We all know that Riddle is a very good MMA specialist. Rollins has never really had a submission move, but now it looks like he's got one. This is going to be fun. Yeah?
I'm going to say it. Battle of the Hair. I just
Move that.
I just had to get that out there. But you understand, I feel like these two going up against one another again for what feels like the umpteenth time, and they put on some bangers. You have to think, Riddle has been like literally trained and has literally worked with Randy Orton, so you could kind of tell from that perspective that he if he can get his emotions in check, I feel like this is his match. I feel like he can get it done. But he's got to keep those emotions in check. And he's got to keep his head on straight. And he's got to not let Seth freaking Rollins get under his skin. I feel like this is great. Seth, on the other hand, this man, I continue to say, he's playing chess. Every opponent he has, including Riddle, he has played chess every step of the way. He's had Riddle's number. He has insulted Riddle to the lowest, which that is the worst way of being able to insult someone. And he
still stings.
That was a burn, and I mean, for it to be who he is, he literally burnt him and his whole entire self to the ground.
That's really
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to be excited. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be. I honestly feel like this might be a massacre, knowing how both these two are, and knowing that Riddle does have that background as an MMA fighter, but Seth, has the mindset to. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to beat you at all costs. I don't care. We saw what he did to Roman when he turned on the Shield.
Yep.
Yeah, that there's no slight at Seth, but he is a ruthless guy. I don't feel like Riddle is ruthless, even though he has the advantage, in my opinion.
Alyssa.
I know I said that the other two matches were the reason I was watching.
And
I think I lied.
continue. Yeah, I think.
I lied. I did. I'm a liar. I will be enjoying this one as well. Y'all know the only other person who I like
Just as much as Seth.
just as much as Roman Reigns is Seth freaking Rollins. So,
Pretty sure more to come between those two coming up soon.
I'm excited.
But yeah, I already know who I'm gonna pick. Or ride the same train every time. But
Toot toot. Beep, beep.
one thing I did notice when I was watching over stuff like on my Instagram and stuff was I saw another dig that Seth did at Riddle. But this time, he was more calm. I said, oh, snap. Is he going to be able to contain his emotions? Oh, junk. And I think he is. So I'm kind of scared.
We
We digress.
We're going to find out if he's able to do so. Let's see how the OTRAs have this one. And again, picks can still happen all the way up until the bell rings. 91% in favor of Riddle. They are going heavy on the MMA favorite. And with respects, I mean, this match does favor a person with an MMA background.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it is very similar to UFC, removing the pinfall stipulation. You remove the turnbuckles, which removes a lot of Seth's weaponry and a lot of his move arsenal. It really does favor Riddle. But you would feel like Seth Rollins, you can put him in virtually any match, and he's going to thrive in that type of environment. So I don't, and this may be one where I sit here and I say go to the page and vote. If you're going to go, go ahead and vote for this one too, but I don't think this one's going to sway enough that I don't think this one's going to change. I think we have the OTRA's pick on this one. I'm up first on this one, but I'm actually going to go the other way. I'm actually going to go with Seth Rollins. Just something about when Seth ends up in a new environment, whether that's some type of cage match, Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber. You name it. He's been in every match known to mankind, and now you're giving him another unique match, and you're also putting that additional pressure, which he thrives on in sitting here going that he's going into this the underdog. How many matches does Seth Rollins go into as the underdog? It's rare. You can probably count on one hand in the last 2 or 3 years.
Cody.
I'm not even sure he was in the first, in the second one at least. And maybe you could say Roman, but that's splitting hairs right there. But I feel like Seth is going to show up ready, and just like it was at Clash of the Castle, Riddle is not going to be able to keep his emotions in check. He's in the right environment to use those angers and those emotions because your anger can help you out. And the idea of being in the pit prevents you from being able to run off and do something that, maybe distracts you for a little while because it really does keep you contained. But I think Rollins will have one thing ready to go, and it will be the difference. I like Seth.
For me, as much as I sit here and I say that I know that Riddle should stay calm or will be calm, I feel like, honestly, I think for me, this is his territory. This is where he thrives. MMA all over. You see how he is. He takes this craft seriously. He hones in. He does what he has to do. As far as Seth, again, we know he's going in the underdog. We know he's, going to thrive off it, and he's going to make it work. He's going to use it to his advantage. Want to say blueprint? That's probably the best thing. How can he get under Riddle's skin? How can he use his own territory against Riddle? My vote, I'm going to go ahead and say Riddle. I feel it. I'm nothing against Seth. He is awesome. He is great. But I feel like Riddle has this one in the bag, hands down. No shoes, hands down.
All right, well, every time that everybody picks against Rollins except for us, it never ends well for us. But let's see, we're going to do this train again, Alyssa?
Toot.
Yeah,
we already
Jesus.
know where Alyssa is going. I always pick Seth.
We got burned
I'm
3 times with
fix
Cody.
it.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Right until we got
what? Because guess what? His time is coming. I know it is. I can feel it in my bone. I can feel it. It's coming. This one right here, this one right here, when he wins, I'm going to be like, never had a doubt, Never had a doubt. I never doubted him. Never doubted him. But I've picked him plenty of times, and he's let me down plenty of times. But these are points that I'm willing to lose because why not?
You're going with your heart.
Exactly.
I'm not allowed to say that.
Exactly. It's a child.
So, 2 Rollins, we're going to say 1 officially with a likely second. Let's just call it what it is. Staying behind, I've got the camera for the last one. So you staying behind or y'all switching?
I guess we can switch. I don't know who.
Switch? Okay. All right, well, that would be the time. Because I'm switching for the last one. I want the ladies up there for the last one.
Oh, okay.
As we move into our co-main event, you're making sure. You got to pay if you want to see that. But let's move into our co-main event, and it could very well be the main event of the pay-per-view. We will have to see 2 words: strap match.
Good.
Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross going head-to-head, along, of course, with the beautiful, voluptuous, and ever so dangerous Miss Scarlett in the corner of her husband, Kross. Now, we've seen Kross, since he returned, target both Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, and at Clash at the Castle, he definitely made his presence felt, but has since basically continued to blindside Drew McIntyre at every turn, continuing to one-up him and continue to put him in the Kross jacket. However, Drew has found a way to be able to establish Kross not being able to get out of his reach, and also entering into a match that Drew knows very, very well, a strap match. For those not familiar, a 10-foot-long rawhide leather strap is strapped to each of your right arms, and it prevents you from being able to get more than 10 feet at any time away from your opponent. it leads to all kinds of interesting scenarios. Of course, it is a leather whip, which means people can get whipped. You're going to see backs that are not going to look the same. I have seen people get strung up on this thing where they actually use it to tie folks up. They had a very unfortunate incident in the 70s, I think it was late 70s, where a person got hung, and the referees had to come stop the match and had to get a person unstuck.
I remember that.
Because it didn't go well. The strap match was gone for a long time after that. So it can be a very dangerous match if not executed properly. But we've got two very well-established veterans. This is Karrion's really his first big time on the main roster since coming back. Let's call it what it is. His first run on Raw was absolutely forgettable. Nobody needs to go back and look at that. There's a lot of jokes about dungeons and other things. Let's leave it at that. Let's leave the dungeon play Scarlet. But the fact is, you've got Scotland's best going up against Karrion in what is sure to be a great one. She's giggling, so we'll let her go last. Akia, go for it.
I feel like with this kind of being Drew's specialty, I feel like he knows how he's going to work with this match, and knowing that he's kind of been defeated week after week after week after week, I don't feel like he's going to take this one laying down by any stretch of the means. And even with who he is, I have seen this man take a concussion and still fight, be beat up. His back, his sides, his body, his legs. I mean, if you go back, look through his Instagram and Twitter, he posts these pictures. These are raw scars right here. I feel like it doesn't matter who you put up against him. Nothing against Karrion Kross, because I feel like, he's probably the best opponent to have against you. I feel like Drew has got this, and I feel like it's going to be an extreme match.
He's perfectly built for this particular pay-per-view. Alyssa, if you can keep yourself under control.
I'm sorry. I think this is going to be a really good match. I've now established that I'm actually watching this premium live event for every match now, because these are all going to be fire.
We haven't even hit the main event yet.
I know. All I'm going to say, and I just have to kind of use my brain here, is McIntyre has ended up on the wrong end every single time. They have had little snippets here and there, so I think it's time for some justice. That's all I'm going to say.
Let's move to the OTRA's pick here. We are running a little long on time here, and we do want to get everybody back before the show, before our evening gets too long, especially those out in Europe. But the OTRA's right now, this one's close, 58%, so it's actually very close in favor of Drew McIntyre. I'm not surprised he's ahead, but this one, a couple of votes can swing this one the other way. So this one is by no means a lock in terms of who our pick is here. It's going to be good, and you said it yourself. It's McIntyre's. It's his choice of match. But we also know what kind of monster Karrion is, and that he is one that just simply, when you think you've got him figured out, he just comes back with just another level. Scarlett, with her ability to be able to interfere in a match like this, also, you don't know what she's going to have up her beautiful gown. So, of course, we sit here and talk about what are Bianca and Bayley going to wear. Well, what's Scarlett going to wear when you put her on premium live event where you don't have to go under the rules of network television? You now can go nuts with your outfits. We've seen some good ones in NXT, and now that H is running things,
exactly. I don't think there's
get ready for Goth Scarlett to come back out.
I don't think there's gonna be nothing off limits with that.
Got that. Alyssa, you're up first.
I'm gonna go with McIntyre. McIntyre, yes.
That's why she's the best color analyst in the game.
There it is.
Drew for her kid.
For me, look at those eyes. That says I'm going to beat the snot out of you. I will beat the Jesus right off of you. You are going to be screaming for your mother at the end of this match with the strap and me beating you senseless. For me, I like Karrion Kross. I love Scarlett. There's no doubt of that. And for me, I'm glad that this match is happening. But with all respect in the world, because it's not my time, please don't bring no one for me. I'm not ready. Drew, yes. Hands down. Look,
Gotcha.
Just look at his face. It says it all.
This is a match built for the two of these guys.
Yes, sir.
You know you're going to see pure brutality in this type of match. And you're going to see blood, you're going to see bruises, you're going to see scars. This one's going to get nasty.
In a hurry.
In a very big hurry. And, of course, it's called a strap match, but the strap is not the only thing you can use. Anything's available, ladders, tables. You can find a way to do it with that 10-foot strap still on your arm.
Cheers.
Everything's all available. And hey, we're in spooky season, so you know how it works. But I feel like this is a match where I'm gonna make the pick really just with my head over my heart, and I'm gonna go with Karrion.
Oh, wow.
And the reason why I'm taking Karrion is because I think he needs the win more right now.
Okay.
I really do feel like he's the person that just got called up. He's had a handful of, let's call them squash matches since he got onto SmackDown. He hasn't really had that one really big run in. A lot of his attacks have been from behind, and he does go into this at a disadvantage in a match that he has never competed in. However, you have Scarlett in his corner, and just the overall just animal-like veracity of Karrion is going to help him. And I really do feel like he's going to be a step ahead. He's proven he can knock Drew out on multiple occasions, and I feel like he'll have one more. He just simply needs to win more, because if you lose this match, then ultimately Karrion, his run, it could potentially be as forgetful as his first one. I think he just needs to win more, and I got a few points to play with having the lead. So I'm going to go Karrion in this one.
Good luck. Good luck to the best man. May the best man win.
And that's it. I'm going to tag out here as we hit our main event.
She did. She did.
I have been holding that back for about 10 minutes. How that stayed back there, I have no idea. I'll see if I can edit that out. Is the beard as wonderful as you might have thought?
Still in it for me.
Still working. But let's move on to what we feel is going to be the main event. The only match that bears the name of the pay-per-view, an Extreme Rules match. And it will be for the SmackDown Women's Championship as everyone's favorite heartthrob and babyface champion, Liv Morgan, will once again defend her SmackDown Women's Championship against the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey. Liv, everybody, of course, saw the great cash-in she did at Money in the Bank. Alyssa saw it live, her first cash-in. We're so proud.
It was really good.
It was good, and I remember, and I was trying to run to my phone and trying to say, "Get your camera, shoot." There's her theme music. It's too late.
I missed it.
So unfortunately we missed that cash in, but she got a chance to see it live, and was it something? Because I expected her to cash in, but I didn't think it'd be on Ronda.
I didn't either.
And like we've seen with multiple Money in the Bank cash-ins, we thought it would be just a really quick 2-3 weeks, and then she'd lose it to Ronda at SummerSlam. There was controversy behind it, but Liv ultimately winning again. And now she holds 2 pinfall victories, albeit one with a little bit of circumstance in terms of victories over Ronda Rousey. There's a very short list of people who have multiple wins over Rousey in any arena. But now you look at her, a pinfall victory over Shayna Baszler at Clash at the Castle has given her that look for an against these MMA fighters and this high fighting background. But now Ronda, having come off her suspension, she's ready to go. She's ready to brawl. Liv has gotten tougher. Liv has gotten stronger. But has she gotten tough enough that she can outlast an Extreme Rules match where Ronda has no limits and no rules holding her back now? Alyssa, go for it. I want a close-up of that face.
Honestly, if y'all can't tell, this premium live event has had Alyssa's jaw on the floor. Okay, I was not ready for this. All I'm gonna say is, through all the suspensions, all the trouble she's been in, she's ready to come in and whoop some behind. That's all I know. You can't sit here and run your mouth and then
I expect to.
Exactly. Not expect to pay for some of them receipts that you've been trying to cash. Them checks don't
Ronda
bounce,
loves
baby.
giving back receipts.
Them checks don't bounce, baby. I'm kind of worried for you. But, I'll give Liv her credit. That girl, she been handling her own. But is it going to be enough?
That is really the true question, because that's what it comes down to. We know Ronda's pedigree, and we know Liv's as champion for a few weeks. Kia, what are your thoughts?
You feel like holding her own. I feel like, honestly, the last match that she had, and it wasn't against Shayna, it was the one that we were at, she shouldn't have even won that match.
And should not.
For me, and I said it out loud, she tapped. And if you go back and you look at the SummerSlam match, you'll see it. So I feel like it was Ronda, right?
Yep. It was
Ronda was being pinned as Liv was tapping out, but the referee didn't see the tap.
For me, I feel like Ronda got robbed.
She did.
She got robbed.
Believe me, I picked her. She did.
I
you
just
picked Liv.
Me too.
And I wish I could take that pick back, honestly, but hey, it got me a point, so I'm not.
All about the W, baby!
I'm trying to get there. What I'm telling you. For me, Ronda, baddest woman on the earth. She's come in again. I don't know how many times I can take it. She has taken this industry seriously. She respects each and every woman across the board on both rosters. For me, she's gone away. She got injured. She came back. She's ready. If you've been talking smack, you about to get smacked up. You know, so what did my mama say? You're going to get smacked up where you stand. That's what's going to happen.
If you got enough time to open your mouth, you better have a backside that can cash that check.
There you go. So for me, I feel like I love Liv. I'm glad she won. She was well deserving. But I feel like, baby, it is time for you to hand over
Here
this
comes
title.
the receipt, and it is one of those long Kohl's receipts that you get whenever you go like Black Friday shopping. Moving to the OTRA's pick for this one. Right now, we are sitting 67% in favor of Liv Morgan. Of course, Liv very popular, and she hasn't lost that popular streak since, becoming champion, so that hasn't negated things. But everyone, again, the pedigree of Ronda Rousey plays a role in this particular match. So it really just is going to come down to, can Liv, under the most extreme of circumstances, pun fully intended, can she last out against Ronda, or is this something where Liv has simply bitten off more than she can chew? I think Alyssa, you're up this one.
I guess. I'm going Ronda.
Ronda.
I'm going Ronda. I picked Ronda the first time. Technically, she didn't fail me. So, if that check didn't bounce, technically, I'm going to cash it again. Let's go.
Okay. Kia?
She's not the baddest woman in the world for nothing. Just look at her. That should say enough. Look at this face. Look at this scowl. For the longest time, I was scared of her because I didn't think she could smile, and she went back to who I believe she is. No smile, no BS. It's, I'm going to whip you, you going to take these receipts, and I'm going to get my title back. I was nice when you won, but I'm not going to be so nice now, baby. Miss Ronda Rousey, you got this.
At SummerSlam, every single thing went in favor of Ronda Rousey. Every stat,
exactly.
Every prediction, every person. And I was the lone person who went with his heart and said she's gonna find a way. She's going to find a way to survive. And that's literally what she did. She found a way to survive one pinfall type match on a big stage against the baddest woman on the planet. And she got the benefit of Ronda being suspended for a little while. Now you come back to face a pissed off Ronda Rousey. And to me, that is the worst kind of Ronda Rousey that you can possibly face. And then you add in the stipulation that there are no rules. There is nothing stopping her. Now, does that mean Liv has all the same capabilities? Here's the problem. You're not going to be able to pick up a stick if you got no limbs. You can't climb a ladder if you don't have any legs to stand on.
That's some fair points.
You have absolutely no way to defend yourself if within seconds Ronda has already taken all your limbs and basically dismembered you to the point to where you can't move. Liv is going to have to move quickly, and she has to come in with probably multiple plans and hope they work. Because the one thing you can say, and I will give Liv her flowers on one portion, she's done it alone. She has not asked for any help. She has not asked for the locker room to come in and help her. She has been a fighting champion. She has taken on every challenger. She said, I am not going to run from anyone. And ultimately, it may have very well saved her career because we weren't sure if this was her one shot to be able to do so. That being said, this is a buzzsaw. And I'm even going to take it a step further. Ronda wins, and it's a squash.
Oh, yes.
I think this is a 10-minute reaming of Ronda Rousey snapping. She is going to take her time. She is going to enjoy it. Anybody who wants to bring up a comparison, go back to 2015 Lesnar-Cena. That's where I'm going to reverse back to. Brock Lesnar could have finished John Cena at any time, but he toyed and played around and enjoyed every second of it until he decided he was done. Ronda is going to wait and enjoy every moment of this until she finally shows mercy and pity on Liv Morgan and will finally pin her or force her. Honestly, she's probably going to force her to tap out.
I can see that.
And ultimately, it will be Ronda Rousey walking out once again, the SmackDown Women's Champion.
Yeah.
So the Otras, you stand alone on this one. We'll see
Sorry,
how it
Butch.
pans out. But that is Extreme Rules live from Philly this Saturday. Kia will be present again. Watch for that on the ring apron blue jersey. It'll be out there. Parting words before we roll out.
I'm excited. So here's something I have not told nobody. Our oldest son is 16, enjoys wrestling just like everybody in the house. And I feel like, honestly, if you put soccer and wrestling up against each other, soccer will probably win out. Not this time around, because guess what? He's going to be in Philly with me. So come and see us. Say hey. He will talk to you. Talk to him. We got this.
Everything under the sun.
I can't wait to see everybody. He can't either. And it's a mother and son trip. It's bonding time over wrestling.
Exactly.
Over wrestling.
Alyssa, anything to take us home? You're looking forward to all of it.
Yes, I am a fibber, and I'm excited for the entire thing. Go Braves.
There you go. Go Braves. You guys enjoy Extreme Rules. We'll catch you later on.
Bye.